Hello, are you Mr. Romero?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. Mr. Romero, do you see your lawyer? Tim, you need to move into the camera a little bit. There you go. You see your lawyer there, Mr. Romero?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready when y'all are.
Right. Good morning. 69th Judicial District Court is now in session. The court will call case number 6352, the State of Texas versus Jaime Alberto Romero. Is the state ready to proceed?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And is defense ready to proceed?
We're ready.
For the record, sir, are you Jaime Alberto Romero?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Romero, you have been charged in case number 6352 with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony that is punishable by imprisonment in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term not to exceed 20 years or less than 2 years. In addition, the court may assess a fine not to exceed $10,000. Sir, you have been charged with this offense by a document called an indictment. Is your name Jaime Alberto Romero correctly stated in the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want that document read to you, or do you understand that document?
I understand.
Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how do you plead to this charge, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you something or pressured you into making this plea deal?
No, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Romero, I have in front of me this document called a felony plea of guilty, waiver, stipulation, and judicial confession. Have you gone over this document with your attorney?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So you understand that in this document, you plead guilty, you waive certain rights, such as the right to a trial by jury. You stipulate or you agree that all of the evidence the state has against you is true. And you tell me that you believe you're mentally competent, that you understand what's going on today. Is all that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Romero, this document appears to have your signature on it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Is that your signature on this document?
Yes, ma'am.
So by signing this document, you're telling me that you understand everything in this document.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe you understand the consequences of pleading guilty here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, I can't see her. Is it Mr. Seeloff or Mr. Sally that's present?
Judge, it's Tim. Sally.
There you go, Mr. Sally. Have you consulted with your client and advised him of his rights?
Yes, I have.
And do you believe him to be mentally competent?
Yes, I do.
And do you approve of him signing these stipulations before the court today?
I approve.
Does the state concur?
State concurs, Your Honor.
Mr. Romero, I will approve these stipulations and I will enter them into the court's record as State's Exhibit Number 1. Mr. Marable, is there a plea agreement in this case?
There is, Your Honor. In exchange for the defendant's plea of guilt, state recommends that a finding of guilt be deferred for a period of 5 years, that the defendant be placed on community supervision, pay $50 Crime Stoppers repayment fee, and in addition, as terms of his community supervision, have no contact with the victim, Armando Diaz, in this case.
Mr. Romero, you've heard the district attorney's office announce a plea agreement. Is that the plea agreement that you reached with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree, Mr. Sally?
I agree.
Mr. Romero, I will follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office and I will defer any finding of guilt at this time. I'm not going to find you guilty of this offense today. Rather, I will place you on deferred adjudication, which is more commonly known as probation, for a period of 5 years. I'm going to order that you pay a $50 Crime Stoppers fee. And that is a term of your probation. You have no contact with the victim, Armando Diaz. Mr. Romero, for the 5 years that you're on deferred adjudication, it is crucial that you follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. If you do not, and the state can prove that you haven't followed the rules, then I can sentence you to anything up to the full 20 years in prison. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Romero, before you leave the jail, someone from probation is going to come meet with you and go over all of those terms and conditions with you. And again, especially with a potential sentence of up to 20 years, it's very, very important that you understand the need to follow those rules. Do you have any questions about this order?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Romero, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Sally?
Yes, ma'am.
And has he done everything that you asked him to do?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything further from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything further from the defense?
No, Judge, we would just ask if is probation going to be able to get him released today?
That I could not tell you. I haven't spoken with probation. Since I'm not in my
They're on.
office, I'll ask. Do you know, Ms.
They are.
Burnett?
I don't, but they are on. There she is. There's Morelli.
All right. Morelli, can you respond to that question? Do you know if you'll be able to meet with them today?
If I can get someone cleared out to go see him, yes, we're gonna try to, but I can't guarantee it, not till Monday.
All right.
Is there a way we can get him released today and then he comes to the probation office on Monday?
Yeah, we can do that. If you can report to our office on Monday first thing. Once you're, or at least if you're released, if you'll report to our office.
All right.
Know where that is, Amy?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Okay. I guess we would ask if the court would go ahead and order him released, and Amy, if you'll call me or come by my office when you get released, I'll explain how to get there for you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Romero, I will order that you be released today, but that you go directly when you're released to Mr. Sally's office and get directions to probation.
Mhm.
If you don't appear Monday morning, then I'm going to order that a warrant issue for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything further from the state or the defense?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Judge, I guess will your office relay to the sheriff that he's to be released today?
Shelley, can someone there do that?
Sure. We can do that.
Thank you.
Christie should be.
Okay. Yeah, and Jaime, just come on, do you know where my office is?
What?
Where my office is?
I believe so. Yes.
From the post office? Yeah, come straight to my office and I'll